everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. First of all, before I get started, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. It helps the algorithm let people know when I release new videos. This is my review of Lords of the Fallen 2023. I'll explain why I say that here in a minute. It was developed by Hexworks and published by CI Games and released on October 13th of 2023 on the PlayStation 5, Windows, and the Xbox Series X and S. Now, what exactly is Lords of the Fallen? Well, it is an action role-playing game that is considered a successor to the 2014 game of the same name. That's why I'm calling it Lords of the Fallen 2023. Now, here's a little quick synopsis of what they say about this game. Lords of the Fallen introduces an all-new epic RPG adventure in a vast, interconnected world more than 5 times larger than the original game. After an age of the cruelest tyranny, the demon god Adair has finally defeated, but gods do not fall forever. Now, eons later, Adair's resurrection draws nigh as one of the fabled Dark Crusaders journeys through both the realms of the living and the dead in this expansive RPG experience, featuring colossal battles of bosses, fast and challenging gameplay. Honestly, they always seem to hype it up a little bit better than I think the game actually is. Now, basically, this game, like you would expect, you go around using magic and melee attacks. It's in a third person, and it is another Souls-like title. It seems like here lately, that's all companies want to make a Souls-likes, all because of Elden Ring. Everybody's on this big bandwagon of Souls-like games at the moment, which is kind of a shame because they're going to burn it out to where eventually people are going to hate them. But honestly, this isn't a bad one. This whole game can be played with co-op once you reach a certain area. And when you first boot it up, naturally you get to create and customize your own avatar with all little sliders and everything else to make your character. And you have 9 different classes to choose from, and you can tweak them in certain ways. You can make a pretty unique looking character if you take the time, but it's not something that's like got a major earth-shattering customization for the character. But you can still make them look pretty good. Now, the main unique draw of this particular game is it features a gigantic game world that consists of 2 worlds. The realm of the living, that's known as Axiom, and the realm of the dead, known as Umbral. Now, the main gimmick with this, since this is a Souls-like title, is once you get killed, you lose your XP at that location and you have to get back to it. But in this one, when you get killed, you go from the living realm to the realm of the dead, the Umbral realm, and you have to fight back to get your lost XP. If you get killed in the Umbral realm, then you lose it all. Now, the save point system, I have to say, is not that good in this. It really isn't. It's too far and in between, and I get why they did it, but personally, once again, I kind of wish they would allow you to save a little bit easier than what they do, because I have had a couple instances of this game freezing on me and losing a good amount of data over the fact I didn't get to a save point before it glitched on me, which kind of sucked, but fortunately, that hasn't happened that much. Now, as for overall game size, this game, if you get good at it, will take you about 30 hours, or maybe a little less to get through it. Naturally, if you get killed a lot, it's going to take you a lot longer, because it is a Souls-like game, but the give or take, I'd say butter window for this is about 30 hours long. And the game world is huge. Once again, I can't help but sit here and actually, while playing this, feel like this is not trying to be Elden Ring. It really is. The boss designs, the game world designs, the size of the game world, it reminds me of Elden Ring. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It really isn't. But I kind of think with the current slate of Souls-like games I've been playing, my personal opinion is I kind of like Lies of P better. It seemed to have, I don't know, a little bit more style, a uniqueness to it, you know. This doesn't really bring that much to it. You got your standard issue abilities of using the trigger button for your main attack, your other trigger button for your secondary attack. You can use the X button to jump, the circle button is to dodge or roll, pressing down the analog stick locks onto the enemies. So it's basically like every other Souls-like game, and when you first boot it up, it also asks you if you want to play it in fidelity mode or performance mode. Fidelity mode naturally means it looks prettier, smoother. Performance mode means it runs smoother. I played it in both modes, and I'll have to say, the performance mode isn't much better. So in this case, I ended up sticking with fidelity because the performance mode didn't really make it seem like it had that much more animation to it. No frames, fluency, as I would call it. So this is one of the few games I was ended up playing it on the actual graphical settings mode instead of the performance mode. I don't know why. It looks great. It does play good, but I just can't sit here and not say that it just, to me, feels like it's trying to copy a little bit too hard from Elden Ring. Now, the other thing I have to point out, and this is just strictly my opinion, trying not to be biased with this, but I do have to point it out. The first half of the game actually seemed pretty decent, actually. I liked the game world and the designs, like Moonstead, Pilgrim's Perch. You got your standard swampy area. Honestly, I liked it, and the enemy designs were cool. They were very challenging, but it wasn't the most difficult Souls-like game. But it still was pretty difficult. It still had a good challenge to it. But I did notice, and probably about 15, 16 hours in, the game, I don't know what happened. I think they started rushing development or something, because at this point the game gets really bad. It really does. The first half of it is better than the end half, because it just starts getting boring. It's very repetitious at the end, and the level designs get really terrible. I mean, honestly, I was really disappointed with the back end. Normally you would think it would be the other way around, and you would have a game that starts off slow and gets like great. And like I said, don't get me wrong, the epic boss battles were really cool. The level designs for the most part were neat. I like the enemy designs, they're cool. The different abilities, switch through them with your character is a little bit on the chunky side. It's kind of not as fluid as I think it should be. The button mapping, it's okay, but to me, I cannot sit here and recommend this game at full price. If you're a fan of Souls-like games, definitely play it, but I would say wait until a sale. I don't think it's worth it, because the price at full price is $69.95. It's $70, or if you got the deluxe edition like I got, it's $80 for it. So just keep that in mind. Especially with all these other games like Spider-Man and everything else coming out, I would say wait until this goes on sale and pick it up if you're a fan of Souls-like games. I would still actually recommend Lies of P better. I kind of like that one better. This one plays a little slower, a little more methodically, a little more tanky, so to say, and it adds a lot more different things to it. I do like the aspect of the two worlds of the living realm and the dead realm. That was cool, being able to rip people's souls out and stuff like that, and use your umbral lantern to actually see like locks on doors and also the puzzles and the hidden enemies in it. Honestly, the game isn't bad. It's a sound game. It just doesn't seem to have its own personality that much, other than the story they based it off of being a sequel 100 years past the first game, I believe it was. Honestly, in the end, my personal opinion on this is I would say wait until this goes on sale. I don't think it's worth buying full price. And keep in mind, like I said, it's give or take 30 plus hours to get through this. And I swear, leave it in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me. The last half of this game, I just don't understand what happened. It just goes really downhill fast, the last half of the game. I was quite disappointed with the last half. But that's just my own personal opinion. Please leave in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me on this. Leave your comments. I'll answer each and every single one of them. And of course, here at Double Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.